Hey beautiful people, I hope we're all good. So I started doing a little reading and I was like I was just gonna tell him to end you for a while, not film it, but I desperately need to film this. So the angle's not great, but it is what it is. And the reason I want to start the video now, I pulled some of the cards after I did this meditation and I thought, you know, I don't want to pull any more cards until I see that, I want them to come out in the flow so you can see the synchronicities, right? Because this is a very obscure message. This is a bit different than readings I've done before, but I'm just trusting it because I need to trust what comes through. So apologies in advance, I have hay fever or allergies, and it's grass pollen season's just starting, so I'm getting a bit sniffly, so apologies for that, but we move. So I was having this meditation and I asked what I needed to share with the collective, share on YouTube, and I had this lovely little vision while I was meditating, and it was who I assume is watching this, it will be who is watching this video, but it was this person walking along this river on their own, collecting stones, not in a rush, just going on this little journey quite slowly. And this little bog, swamp, monster being, river thing comes out of the river, and you get really scared and you kind of want to run away, but it wasn't something to be scared of. Like, this little guy, this little being had a message for you and had something to share with you, and was almost like this guide coming through. Could be an energy, something coming up in your life, to kind of teach you something. And I kept hearing Beauty and the Beast. Obviously in Beauty and the Beast, she's Belle, dude's a beast, and at first it's a bit ooh, but then obviously they fall in love. So this may be relevant to you with someone you meet who you're don't expect, who's not like who you're expecting to, but actually is there as a gift in your life and is going to teach you this new way of love. Could be that. It could be many things. This message is a general collective energy read, so obviously whatever story comes into your consciousness, into your realm, into your life, if it aligns with what you're feeling and thinking about, that's what it's talking about, okay? So it doesn't need to be love. It can be in many ways. It could be meeting a part of yourself. It could be meeting a new opportunity, a new friend. It can be many things. It could be a spirit guide. Anyway, I'm not going to get into the ins and outs. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you can understand how all this works. But I wrote something doesn't look how you thought it would look. And befriending the sticky energy, getting to know it as it has no power over you. This could also be the concept of someone in your life maybe sending you bad vibes, or you're feeling sticky, weird energy around a certain situation or a person, and having the wisdom to kind of know it and not allow it to impact you. Anyway, I'm gonna go through the cards that came out, and then I will start pulling other cards and we'll see what comes through. But my first cards we got, now I got this beautiful new deck, and it's called the Rooted Woman Oracle, and it is actually made by the author of the book If Women Rose Rooted, and it's very similar to Women Who Run with the Wolves book, and it's basically the journey of being a woman, and the alignment with stories, and it's a really beautiful book, and I recommend you read it, whatever gender you are. It's a great book. But anyway, there's an oracle card deck along with it, and I didn't know that, and I found this when I went shopping yesterday, and I was like, this is I've got to get this, so I did. So it's a beautiful deck. However, so I'm pulling these cards. You have Women's Wisdom, and this was you, okay? This woman, she's wise. Look at her little stones that she's got here hanging off. And it's like this woman was going along this river, because this also came out, collecting these stones and going on her little journey, having this, look at this beautiful scenery. It's like absolutely stunning. And then we got the source of life and plumbing to the depths. Okay, so it's like this sudden darkness, this sudden fright, which is representative of this being that was in this meditation. And for me, it was like this part of your life, you're going through this river, you're going down this river, and you're picking up all of these things, you're collecting what you need to collect on your journey. It's like you've got used to it, you kind of know how to move, you know what to expect, or you think you know. And there's an element, it's woman's wisdom. Your wisdom is very integrated into you and the way that you live. And now is the test to see, have you learned what you've learned? Now in this river, there's all stones here stopping the flow, right? It looks like it's stopping the flow, but it's a crossing from one side to the other, right? And maybe you need to change course, change direction. Maybe that's what this is. But whatever this is, it's opening you up to a well and source that you have not tapped into before. And when I was looking at this, I was feeling like, and I was feeling this when I went on a walk earlier, and I was up on this hill, and I was looking over where I live. And I was seeing buildings and stuff, but it's very green where I live, so you see loads of trees and the hills and stuff. And I was just like, able to see the ancient wisdom within the land, within the whole area. And I was just like, there is so much that we don't see under the earth, in the fabric of nature, and it is complete magic. Scotland is a very magical place. The earth and the area in which it is situated is steeped in sacred sites, and there's just an essence there. And this could be anywhere that you are. There's an essence to each place. There is unseen work in the ether and in the other realms, which live alongside the 3D realm, that are going on all around us, right? And when I looked at that card, that's what I was feeling and thinking about. And it's like this thing that appears, it could even be like, if you even look into the fae and such, like, and fairy tales and mystical beings and creatures, it could be something like that. But it's something that's, how to explain this, something that's being orchestrated in the unseen that you've not been able to see before, okay? But it's always been there. I'm well aware. Some people be watching this and be like, what the hell is this crazy woman all about? But we'll get there. But yeah. So I then asked the cards, what is this being? What is this thing that has appeared? And the Jaguar came out, who is the fierce protector, firstly. I'm going to read the book. But they're comfortable in the depths. You see, plumbing to the depths. Okay. And I'm going to get more clarity on things that I've said, so we can tie up the message at the end, hopefully. So I'm going to read this out to you because that explains it really well. The Jaguar is the protector of all life in the Amazon. You've maybe even asked for protection and done some prayer, and you're expecting this like light being, these angels, and then this little like thing appears, and you're like, huh? I didn't expect that. Like, do you know what's coming through? If you've ever seen The Labyrinth, Hoggle from The Labyrinth, okay? This little goblin guy, and he helps her. if you've never seen the film, I highly recommend it. It was a childhood favourite of mine. And there may be a message in there for you. But so the jaguar is a protector of all life in the Amazon, and in times of fear she brings courage and certainty. Jaguar is at the top of the food chain and never becomes prey. With great stealth she can track her mark from a distance and not be seen or heard. She moves gracefully through the jungle, relishing the abundance of the forest, fearless and at ease. Jaguar knows the ways beyond death and is the master of the shadows, blending invisibly between light and dark, day and night. So it's that, whatever's between that fabric of day and night, that in between is coming through there. Jaguar calls you to explore beyond the walls that confine you, to go outside your normal routine, to push your limits and boundaries. She's delivering an invitation from your own future to investigate the unknown, to venture into the mystery and the dark places you have been reluctant to explore. Toss all caution to the wind. Know that your jaguar instinct will serve you well. So you may be doubting your power, your strength, and you may feel like, I don't know how to explain, but you may feel like something's coming at you and you won't be able to handle it. But what this is saying is you have that power. There, I see 2 moons here, which is this full moon in Scorpio today. But this is going to awaken something within you, an ancient memory, rosemary, which is also it's a herb of protection. But the ancient memory, that's the same person to me. Okay. Then retreat came up. There may have been something that's made you want to retreat or avoid something, and it's like, nah, you're going to fill in, basically, here. So we're going to pull some tarot. This yeah, it's like I'm hearing for some reason you're no longer a bystander. You have to do the dirty work. And you have to take control because you've got 2 wands, and it's like, that's like planning, right? But then the Emperor's like, right, okay, here is the plan. I'm gonna start actually with the action. So it's like, and 6 of Cups, which is healing and exchange energy, inner child, childhood. Also, I'm just seeing that that's also just it's like things you've been collecting since you've been younger, I'm getting. And it's the deep-rooted and connected to your ancestry, because you've got 10 of Cups here, which is family and emotions. The Cups. Now it's funny because I did an ancestor connection ritual, and I've been really deeply connecting to my roots. And when you awaken and connect with that spiritual energy, it's almost like you're giving that the okay and go ahead to allow to come through. And it's like this well's just burst open. So there's something that's occurred that you thought was maybe quite a small action, that you've given something and received, but that exchange of energy has sparked something that you maybe didn't expect. That you're scared of, because there's the Devil card, and it's like testing your fear here, the Devil. Or it's like you've tapped into that energy now. Darker energy is becoming more obvious. Shadow energy is becoming more obvious, because shadow energy is nothing to fear because it's part of all of us, and everything out with reflects in within. And the more that you shine your light, darker energy can be more drawn to your light. But also it's like, I'm getting, for some reason, right, I'm seeing the Matrix now, right, and I'm seeing the devil as, have you seen Agent Smith? And he's trying to he loves the Matrix, he loves the realm, he loves the indulgence of it all. And it's like, you've seen past that, and you've been on this journey on your own. And is that thing that appears to you a test or a testable back words? But you're strong enough, and I don't think you are going to go back. But you need to have these tests to know how to know your enemy. For some reason, I have no idea why I'm getting this. It's fucking mad. I love it. Hanged Man. Okay, so there's the key. You've got the key. It's like you've collected the keys, collected the stones, and the opportunity of the learning opportunities come around where you can use your key. But it's like, I'm not ready to do it yet. There's a bit of fear here, the devil's fear. Maybe you don't feel that you have the power, but you do, because the Emperor's here, and that's like a very strong, stable power. Women's wisdom. You are wise. You have a very huge source of something. You're capable of whatever it is that you're being called to. But I think there's doubt here, and that's the doubt coming in, maybe. Four of Swords, healing and hibernation. You've done the healing that's needed to be done, and now it's like, right, wake up. Wake up, no more hibernating because you had retreat. It's like it's that same vibe. Okay. You need to get the ball rolling. So something's happening. When you ignore for long, or you just stand on the sidelines of, I want to do this, I want this to happen in my life, but then you're not actually taking action, it's like, you're going to get pulled out of that. It's going to be like, okay, well, here's this thing. Snap out of it. So what else, Spirit? The Earth Keeper. And I don't know if you watched my last video, because I was speaking a lot about the connection with the earth and how important it is at this time. And that's also giving and receiving this card. I'm going to read the book. Pardon me. I'm also getting, you might want to visit like some springs for some reason, because of the well. Springs are fascinating. The fact water's fascinating. It's just, it just comes out of the earth, and it's this infinite source. Tapped into an infinite source. There's an infinite source that you can tap into. But it's all about the action and also the exchange of energy. So when you're exchanging, you're putting something in and taking it out. It's this exchange I'm feeling. It's, The Earth Keeper, I'm going to read to you. Just as you're involved in co-creating your world, you're also responsible for its well-being. The Earth Keepers are dedicated to the stewardship of the earth and all life. They choose to hold the sacred dream of a planet where all beings live in peace and where the rivers and the air are clean. Remember that everything you do has an impact for 7 generations. You have outgrown your small dream of success and achievement and are ready to dream big with possibilities beyond your wildest expectations. Take on the mantle of the Earth Keeper and reach out to a friend in need whom you may not have been in touch with for some time. Take care of your pets, feed the strays that come by, clean up your yard, as this is a reflection of your relationship to the earth. Grow the sacred dream, and your personal life will flourish. Remember, it's not about me any longer. It's not about you on that little journey on your own any longer. It's about the whole thing now. It's about the whole... It's all connected. And when you connect with yourself and start to open up that self relationship more, you start to realize how connected everything is. And I made a video, and I'm going to put it up, and I'm explaining this, and it's basically the energy exchange and the consuming and creating of everything, and how all is connected. It's really fascinating. I'm not going to go into all of that right now, but Six of Cups, yeah, giving energy, giving and receive. So rather than being in this devil and this take / fear and being too scared to step out, it's like, how can I be this person who's going to take action and help to bring things into balance on this earthly plane? Because there is an imbalance, and you can't be doing this work all for yourself. There's something that needs to be shared. The Fool jumping in. You've got all the tools, don't be scared, just be brave. The Fool keeps coming up today. That little cat's like hiding, like, ah! And here is these, and I was feeling, look, there's this eagle mirrored here. And I always get shamanism when I see the eagle. That's looking at things from a higher perspective. That's a divine messenger. And there we go, sacred landscape. The more you go out into nature and sacred sites, I said, you may want, and you want to visit sacred sites, like that just turns all these little lights on within your energy and with the energy in the world when you start to interact with it. It comes into your field, and then when you bring all that energy into that field, you share that again through action. For your wisdom, from your woman's wisdom, or man's wisdom, whatever the wisdom is, the trust in what is, the dance with life. This is such a bizarre message, but I'm just trusting what's coming through. It needs to come through. Legacy of light is there. And this will be quick because I need to go soon, but I want one last message. Inner trust. Look at this. Look at this. You've got to trust yourself. There's a lot of doubt. Let me read that book. I don't know what the book is. Inner Trust. 2. Though it may be cloaked and hidden within you lies natural magnificence. Maybe that's what's jumping out the river, is your natural magnificence, vibrancy and true uniqueness that you're scared of. The harder this is for you to believe, the more growth this oracle is offering you now. Your opportunity for growth lies in letting go of the need to hide yourself from the world and to let go of any doubt about the wonder of what lies within you. This oracle brings you the message that it's time for you to trust yourself and let the real inner you out from behind the veil. Okay, maybe that's who this little swamp monster is. It's you. You're being assured that you can trust your intuition and your own sense of things. Sometimes what you sense will be love, and you will open your heart and move easily towards the source of that love, be it in the form of another person, a new career path, a project which you care deeply about and want to pursue, or a spiritual or creative practice that you're keen to explore. Maybe there's something that you're feeling called to explore. There's Knight of Wands going ahead of inspired action. And that's a volcano there with a dragon. It's like, that thing fucking scares me, but I feel really drawn to it. There's a reason. Three of Swords, heartbreak. Clearing heartbreak. Sometimes what you sense will be more challenging than this and will ask something different of you. It might be that you sense fear and sabotage lurking within someone's intentions or in the situations around you. So that thing coming out of the river might not be the reason. It's nothing to fear, is because you're protected and you're going to be okay, but it is something maybe that you gotta be wary of, because the Three of Swords came out there. Maybe it's someone with bad intention, and Five of Wands came after. I didn't show you, but maybe you're feeling something, like you're seeing something that you didn't expect to see. I'm watching a girl try and walk a husky and she cannot walk it for shit. Wow. That is hilarious. Poor girl can't even, like, she's like trying to walk the dog. Okay, maybe, yeah, okay. Right, sorry, I was trying to, sorry, I was getting distracted. Sometimes what you sense will be more shit, right? It might be that you sense fear and sabotage lurking within someone's intentions or in the situations around you. That's the devil. That is the devil. And Two of Wands, he's looking in this earth, but he's like sensing something. It's like, that looks like a colour crystal ball to me. He's like, I can see the truth of everything around me, or someone around me, or something, or of a situation. This oracle asks you to trust yourself to find the most authentic and self-loving way to deal with that. Perhaps you've drawn this card because you are unnecessarily holding yourself back out of fear or a lack of belief in your ability to support and care for yourself, or in the importance of your need for self-expression in your relationships. The Oracle of Inner Trust comes to you with the guidance. You know what you're doing. You have enough wisdom and intuition to be able to place yourself more fully in the world, to take steps to unhide yourself. Even if you feel you have no clue about what's happening at a broader level in your life, even if you can't quite see the whole picture of what's taking place within or around you, you still have all the wisdom and intuitive ability, woman's wisdom, that you need to take one step at a time and navigate your way through absolutely anything that life brings to your door. If you have been thinking of taking a leap of faith, which is the Fool card, and doing things differently, whether in your personal life or your creative work, then this oracle brings a particular message to trust your instincts and go for it. This oracle comes at a time when the patterns of your life are shifting. You can take advantage of this shift and leap into an entirely new level of consciousness and experience. This is not a time for self-doubt or playing small. It is a time to get in touch with the courage, boldness and daredevil within, and to take that step, big or small, into the future that's beckoning you forward. You have the wings to fly. Sometimes we don't realise it until we leap over the edge of what we have known and begin to soar into a new life. And it's that is coming from the environment you're in, the land, the nature, your ancestry is within. It's all of that that's kind of sparking this, I'm feeling. And it's like you may have cultivated a good relationship with yourself and with the earth and with spirit. And it's like you're being given this gift of seeing the truth, and maybe it makes you uncomfortable. But it's good to know what's going on around you. Okay. The Crow. The crow is a very magical bird. He is associated with magic and power. The law of truth. Crow is the keeper of the universal law and the law of truth. Crow teaches us to walk our talk, to find congruence between who we say we are and who we really know ourselves to be. This winged one insists that we speak truth, that we create truth instead of searching for it, and that we bring truth into every situation we find ourselves in. When you speak the truth and practice truth, eventually everything you say becomes true. Your power to co-create with the truth is a universal law. Create what is untrue in your life. Correct what is untrue in your life without judgment. Let the truth set you free. You're seeing the truth. You feel drawn to a truth. Some truth is coming through you. You're seeing the truth. You're being tested even. And your ability to trust that truth that you've learned. Okay. This is very curious. And you know, I'm gonna... That was great. Very graceful of me, but as you know, I like to open at random pages in books. I'm gonna do this one today again. I love this book. Found it on my birthday and believed it was a gift. Believe it is a gift from God. Right, deep. But what can you give me a message in this book that links to this reading, please? No. Is this the book, guys? Because it doesn't feel right. I keep second guessing myself. Whoa, okay. Okay. No doubt, birth and death, beginning and end are the names of the different aspects of this mechanical working of the whole universe. It's a kind of automatic working that gives us an idea of something beginning and something ending. When you ring the bell, the action takes only a moment, but the resonance lasts. It lasts, to our knowledge, only as long as it's audible. Then it passes on further, and it is no longer audible to us, but it exists somewhere. It goes on. If a pebble thrown into the sea, which is the pebble in the river, okay? If a pebble is thrown into the sea, puts the water in action, one hardly stops to think to what extent this vibration acts upon the sea. What one can see in the little waves and circles that the pebble produces before one sees only these. But the vibration that it has produced in the sea reaches much further than one can ever imagine. What we call space is a much finer world. If we call it sea, it is a sea with the finest fluid. If we call it land, it is a land that is incomparably more fertile than the land we know. It takes in everything and it brings it up. It rears and it allows to grow that which one's eyes do not see, one's ears do not hear. Does this thought not make us responsible for every movement we make, for every thought that we think, for every feeling that passes through our mind or heart? For there is not one moment of our life wasted. If we only know how to utilise our action here, how to direct our thought, how to express it in words, how to further it with our movement, how to feel it, so that it may take its own atmosphere. What responsibility! The responsibility that every person has is greater than a king's responsibility. It seems as if everyone has a kingdom of his own for which he's responsible. A kingdom that is in no way smaller than any kingdom known to us, but incomparably larger than the kingdoms of the earth. This teaches us to be thoughtful and conscientious, and to feel a responsibility at every move we make. But every person does not feel this. He is unaware of himself, he's unaware of the secret of life. He goes on like a drunken man walking in a city. He does not know what he's doing, either for himself or against himself. How can a thought live? In what way does it live? Has it a body to live in? Has it a mind? Has it a breath? Yes, the first thing we should know is that a breath that comes directly from the source seeks a body, an accommodation in which to function. A thought is like a body. That thought which comes from the source is a ray of that spirit, which may be likened to the sun. This makes the thought an entity. It lives as an entity. It is these entities that are called in the Sufi terms muwakkals, which means elementals. They live. They have a certain purpose to accomplish. They are given birth by man, and behind them there is a purpose to direct their life. Imagine how terrible it is if in a moment's absorption a person expresses his wrath, his passion, his hatred, for a word expressed at such a moment must live and carry out its purpose. It's like creating an army of enemies around oneself. Perhaps one thought has a longer life than the other. It depends on what life has been given to it. If the body's stronger, then it lives longer. On the energy of mind and strength of the body of that thought depends. Once someone asked me what the elementals are like, I answered, elementals look exactly like your thoughts. If you have the thoughts of human beings, then the elementals have human forms. If you have the thoughts of birds, then the elementals have the forms of birds. If your thoughts are of the animals, then the elementals have the form of animals. For elementals are made of your thought. Elementals are created by man. When the winds blow and storms rage and create all destruction, one looks at it as a mechanical action of nature. But it is not only mechanical action, it is directed by people's feelings, by the intense feelings of human beings. These feelings turn into huge beings and beings that direct. They push as a battery behind winds and storms and floods and volcanoes. So it is that those thoughts which call for blessing, such as rainfall, must bring the mercy of God on others. In the East, they call rain the divine mercy, the sunshine when the sky is clear, and all other blessings of nature. The pure air that is exhilarating, the spring, good crops, fruits, flowers and vegetables, all these different blessings which come to us from the earth or heaven are also directed by forces behind them. As the mechanical working of nature raises the vapours to the sky, and they all form together in clouds and cause rain, so the thoughts and feelings and words and actions have their mechanical work to do also, and that work directs the action of the universe. This shows us that it is not only a mechanical work of nature, but human intelligence mechanically working, directing the whole working of nature. This is fucking deep. And I'm trying to get what from this, but I was going to say before this, and I didn't, and I wish I did. But our thoughts and our energy and our intention and our words are super fucking powerful. And our intention and attention can create ripples, can create action, can create movement. It is always moving, and it's in the video that I made before, so that's what that's linked to. And I'm gonna have to put this, I might even put it in at the end of this video and link it all together. But we also have the power to allow that to have the power over us. So if someone says or has evil, word towards us, that energy can come into our life. If someone wishes bad on you or whatever, but you have the power to not allow that within your energy, because energy always changes and transmutes. So it doesn't have to, it'll arrive at the destination, but it can be changed and altered. So with that coming up, that jaguar, that shadow, or that being coming out the water, it's like, that is an initiation for you to realize the power of how everything works, how it's all connected, and how it's also a reflection of your relationship with yourself, with the earth, with everything around you, with existence as a whole. This is really deep. And I feel, the more I go down this rabbit hole, the more complicated it gets. The more complicated it gets. The ancient ones in reverse. I'm hearing it's always been this way. Number 1, that is. Reverse, the ancient ones beseech you to examine your attitudes and actions and be sure that they are of the highest integrity. There we go. Not forgiving an ancestor or yourself is keeping you from the freedom you seek. Remember, this is no longer your karma. You can break the chains that once bound you to family drama and be free of your generational curses. Forgive the ones you need to release. Honour your biological ancestors by lighting a candle for them tonight. I will do that. But I was talking about ancestor work before. There's ancient memory, which is ancestors. The ancient ones are the shamans of the old who defeated death and escaped from the tyranny of time. The ancient ones once walked the earth like us in flesh and bone. Now they reside in infinity and can counsel us after we say yes to our calling. They're available to us to attain our full realization. You not stepping into your power, or you being in that energy, that devil energy, for example, or the energy of being trapped in this matrix vibe, right, that I was referencing earlier, or having these negative thoughts towards yourself, to others, not living within integrity, not having integrity with the earth, that needs broken. That needs broken. You need to live a new way. And maybe you've been cut off from your ancestry, your ancestors, your land. Maybe this is also about the land that you're from, your roots. I was gonna say it's very root chakra energy, and that is a big thing for the past couple of weeks that I've been exploring, and that I feel called to help others explore, actually. Not forgiving an ancestor or yourself, yeah. But keeping your... So as these thought forms from that book, it's the words and the thought forms towards yourself, to others, to family, to whoever, whatever. You need to release that. Shape-shift and become something new. There's the ripples, create the ripples. So use those ripples with intent and with pure intent. Don't be scared there's portal to the mystery cairn of don't be scared of the dark, or of that negative energy coming towards you, whatever is blocking you, that use it to your advantage, right? You're able to alchemize this. You've got all the keys. You can unlock that and move to the next stage. Whoa. Bridge the place between worlds. You can go over the river to the other side, the bridge place between worlds. There's a fox, which is a sneaky energy. She may be sensing around you, but you can alchemize that. It's not got power over you. I'm hearing cut cords. You may want to cut cords with someone, something. And it's like reminding me of like a little goblin under a bridge. But that's that wellspring, source of life. The place between worlds. How the world works is becoming clear. The whole fabric of reality is becoming clear here. The connection between your ancestors, your spirit team, and you is becoming more clear. Ancient memory there. And look at that, like look at all of these like swirly bits. It's like you can see the energy and the power of everything around you. It's like I'm getting, do you know when people take mushrooms and they see everything, and it's like you can see every little thing. Or in the Matrix when he takes the red pill and he sees everything through the way it is. It's that. That's that energy. But you're picked for that for a reason, because you've got the power. Someone's got to do that work. And I'll edit the other video I made in the garden to the end of this, I think, because it's very linked, I think. I think it's linked. I feel called to do that. If I don't do that, then it's in another way. Follow your own rhythm. See, I'm seeing her dancing here, and she's like, take it, and I feel like she's taking that energy and alchemizing it, moving it into something else and sending it back out. And when I seen that earlier with the river, and it's you on your own, so you might feel very on your own in this work, but it's very powerful work that you're needing to do. Sticky. What did I write again? Befriending the sticky energy, getting to know it, and it has no power over you. I just keep hearing you need to watch The Labyrinth. There's trust yourself again. Trust yourself. And then what did I say in that book? It was like thoughts becoming animals and all this. You're part of the whole. And she's got like face paint on, like she's in her tribe. It's like you're going back to that. You're the roots. I'm hearing conservation work. I'm hearing charity work as well. When you work on yourself, when you're working on doing what's right for the earth and helping others, that's you stepping into what's true. That lasts for lifetimes. I read that in one of the books, or one of the things I was saying in this reading. It's the ripple that you're causing. So if you feel called to something, whatever work it is that you need to do, because this is obviously for someone that's in some sort of healing or magic work, in the sense of like helping others, generational curse breakers, people that are like spiritually aligned in that sense. That's obviously what this is about. It's people who are well versed in how reality works, and maybe the unseen and interdimensional stuff. So using your knowledge and actually using it. Because that's making me think of Reiki and energy manipulation. And manipulation isn't always a bad, that's not a bad word. Manipulating is moving something and changing it. Going beyond normal. Changing what is normal. What's normal is going to change. What's normal is changing. It's about time. Push the button, I'm hearing. The light bulbs come on. Things are starting to work here behind the scenes, within your mind, within your soul, and it's like ready to be shared and released. Heaven sent. Time to send it back out. It's time to share it. The Jaguar's with you. Jaguar's got you. You don't need to be scared. This has come up, this sign of the Jaguar has come up a few times today. It's a very potent spirit guide, spirit animal. The Jaguar comes to me a lot in meditation. And she's an incredible guide to have. So anyone with that energy around them is very spiritually strong, I would say, and haven't had an easy time of it. You may have felt very silenced, very trapped, not able to step out into your purpose. You feel a bit held back, but the chains are breaking. The star. Healing has happened. You are the star. That's a healing person. Look at her hands. There's energy coming out her hands, creating the ripples. That's your role. You are meant to work on this earth and between worlds, which was why the bridge came up. And you're a beacon for that work, and you're there to help others see that too. Because that is when the world will start to become a better place, because people will realise the magic. That not everything is just this accident, not everything is just, we're just here for no reason. That's just not fucking true. There's no way. Tower card, look, she's happy with herself. The Tower's usually quite scary, but she's like bringing down the system. She's like, look, I'll show you the truth. I'm pretty happy myself pulling down that old structure, the way things used to be and the way things are. It's like, nah, we need to remember the magic and the ancient knowledge that is out there. Because we can't walk around the world blind anymore. Anyway, I hope you have a beautiful afternoon, morning, evening, night, whenever you're watching this. I'm well aware this was a very bizarre reading. Thank you if you're still watching. I'm either going to edit that video I created to the end of this or upload it separately. If I upload it separately, it's the next one I've uploaded after this. And if not, I'll be putting it in now.